started. Gundam fight all set. Ready? Go!
Why, hello, folks, and welcome to the Mechpit before Christmas. We are here, 2-3 days before Christmas, and all the chaos of it. I hope all your Christmas lists were put up, and Santa Claus knows what you're getting. You know, maybe a nice big robot or some good waifus if you are of the best of little lads out there. But I somehow suspect that if that's on your list, you're probably not going to be getting anything like that from old Saint Nick himself. No, it is. It has been an interesting weekend, and I might explain a little bit of my weekend activities, which want to do some good, help a friend out, and then it turned into a whole thing. So, all the same. I want to thank everyone as always who's coming out. For example, that Mr. Vince Womack, who is out here dropping all links for all the shows I am on, doing his thing. I thank you ever so much. And of course, we've got Mr. Dave C out there in the chat out there, who's many anime ho-ho-hos to you. Oh, there, sorry. It moved on me. Yes, Dave C. And also, we are also live over on Kick because apparently I couldn't get my old name there anymore, so it is now kick.com/commoncaster is where I am also live over on Kick, because for whatever reason I can't log into the account over on YouTube or on Kick that was kick.com/ironcaster. So we are going to rebrand. We are going to go forward with that, and we will make that happen. But of course, we have the Islington girl in there in the chat saying Merry Christmas, and a Merry Christmas to you too. But of course, with that, I am not alone here. So let me go ahead and bring on my my frequent co-host and collaborator, a man who I would of course not sell out. Well, unless the price is right. We have a Punkwaddle.
Stop, collaborate, and listen. Waddle's back with a brand new edition. Something, anyway.
He's got beats. He's got flippers.
I got paddlefoots.
The ping. I don't know. There's a way we can work that into the DK rap.
Yeah.
This penguin has a rap.
Oh, we're gonna go like 80s, like the old school keyboard. Okay, all right, that's enough. All right.
Yeah, look, we got beat, we got rhythm. But it has, like I said, it was a little bit of an interesting weekend. I thought I would kind of share a little bit of that, but let's see. So, talk to a friend who's gonna go pick up his kids.
Okay.
And long story short, I wound up, volunteering. I said, "Yeah, what the heck? I will go help you out. I will help him out, and I will go ride along to help do some of the driving." So we had to wind up driving from from Michigan here down to Alabama to pick his kids up and come back. So we leave here. I think we went up leaving like Friday. I'm like, look, it's a friend who needs some help driving to get his kids for Christmas. Of course, I'm gonna lend some assistance.
Yeah.
So, which is why I wasn't on anywhere this weekend. I was unplugged. Well, I say unplugged from the internet, but I did tweet a little bit. Though we go and in all my journeys, it's fine. I found out that that along the way there was a Buc-ee's. I'm like, guys, we gotta stop the Buc-ee's.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I had to go make the great pilgrimage and see the Buc-ee's.
Mm-hmm.
And that was fun. I was pretty surprised with the size of the place. I'm like, holy crap, guys! Look, the Buc-ee's is big. Look, here's they have the holy we have the idol that we go to visit.
And which Buc-ee's was this again?
This was the one in Smiths Grove, Kentucky.
Okay. Nice. I remember when they were just in Texas, but I won't be that guy.
Yes, Islington Girl. This was the gas station. This is the gas station. Well, I say it's not just the gas station because it has 50 pumps. It is a mega gas station.
Yeah. And it usually looks like a mini mall inside. And it's not a truck stop. They make sure they say it's not a truck stop because they don't have pumps that can. They do have some diesel, but they don't do the truck size. They're just usually swarmed with lots and lots of SUVs and compact cars and some mobile home trailers.
And
yeah,
it was great. We did that. We leave there. We keep going, head south, go pick up his daughter. We then have to make a side trip over to Florida.
Oh,
so we have to drive like an hour and a half out of our way to go see her. Drop something off for her, and I probably shouldn't go saying what substance it was, but I think some ideas come to mind, which I didn't find out about until we were there.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh, well, yes, I'm so glad that we traveled across state lines. I was asleep in the back seat. What the heck, guys?
Yeah, sleep at the wheel. Wait, not quite.
And then we leave there. Not 10 minutes later, back into car.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone walked away. Both the cars were drivable, but we were still like a couple hours delayed there. So it was like, oh, I thought I might possibly be able to make it home in time, at least for the Cotton Council for a very cotton Christmas. But
no,
Santa didn't deliver this year. This was like a very Gator Christmas.
What time did you actually make it home?
We wound up making it home yesterday around. Well, actually, I made it home about 8:30 yesterday morning.
Okay.
I was a little ambitious, thinking I was gonna be able to make it.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, it was not in my the cards were not in my hands there on this particular day. So I'm glad I went. I got to try we stopped at Buc-ee's the second time. I'm like, look, I got told we have to stop and I have to get a brisket sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty dang good sandwich. So I'm really happy with that. And we're like, our other buddy who went with us the first time, he was like, whatever's the gas station. We stopped the second time. He's like, okay, no, I see why people love this place.
There's also the beef jerky, the fudge, the whole.
Like, you could $30 pounds of beef jerky. I'm like, holy crap! And it's like 7 different flavors.
Yeah, and of what?
Jerky.
Oh, there's more than 7 flavors, but yeah.
I didn't get too close to it because I'm like, jerky's fine, but I don't. Personally, I don't tend to buy jerky too often.
The Bohemian whatever is like really, really good. I had a friend. We went on a road trip a few years ago. I think he spent like $300. You got a lot of jerky.
Oh, I can imagine. I really should have taken some photos inside, but they have like a full on like chef cutting brisket fresh on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm starting to think like the cowboy hats are mandatory for doing that job.
Oh, I'm sure it's part of the uniform.
I really wouldn't be surprised because it's like every time I've seen like video of someone cutting brisket at a Buc-ee's, it's like they all have the same cowboy hat on, even though it's like we're almost on the border of Ohio here.
The best gas station ever started in Jacksonville, just south of Houston, Texas. I've been to the original Buc-ee's. It is just a normal size with like 4 8 pumps, 2 little section gas station, and then it has evolved to like I said, like a mini mall. Like there's a whole clothing section with Bucky's stuff, Bucky's, their version of Igloo. Um, there's knick-knack section,
They sell
memorabilia. Yeah.
they sell leather purses.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was a Bucky's. I don't know if I don't think this was the same one, but you get the idea. Just
Yeah.
rows and a row of pumps
And
for
so,
the massive gas station.
uh-huh. It's a beautiful thing.
It makes me
Yeah.
want to go on more road trips just to stop the Bucky's.
Yeah.
Because I have to travel 2 states to get to one now.
Mm.
And I'm sad.
I have to drive like maybe 2 hours tops to get to one.
Not ideal, but if you're going that way, you might as well take the extra 5-10 minutes just to stop into Bucky's.
Yeah, let's just say there's a few spokes out of Houston, and there's a few other spots because there's several in Dallas, several in Houston now, several all over the state, Austin, all that. They're slowly. What makes it sad is there's some spots of Texas that are just a little bit more out of the way. They're not on the major highways that they haven't put them in at certain spots yet. Like San Antonio has a few. Like I said, I think we went to the one just south of, the one in Alabama, the one just south of the Speedway, when we went up to North or Virginia a couple months ago. But anyway, so
I want to go back. I want to go get one of those little plush Bucky's, but it was like they were all the Santa Bucky. So I was like, I don't want like a holiday one. I just want like a regular looking one, so I could like
yeah, they definitely have those more year round. They
hang it from
have
the green screen.
they also have like they have usually all themed. Like they might have a Valentine's one. They might have a regular one. I'm pretty sure they have Halloween ones. They have Halloween themed shirts, like holiday themed shirts that run specials too. Yeah, I mean, I'm in Texas. Just let me know.
I could see getting a little like 4th of July Bucky.
Yeah, that exists too.
Little Uncle Sam. He's instead of having like a big old log, he's probably holding like a firecracker. Like that would be kind of a fun idea.
And then you get Bucky balls and beaver nuggets, because Bucky's has their own brands of like packaged snacks as well, like Cheeto balls or something.
So this journey was fun. I got to spend some time hanging out with friends, but it also gave me time to think. And with Christmas coming up, I get to stop and think about like other Christmas movies. There's of course all the big obvious ones people always talk about around the holidays.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of thinking, well, what do I have in store? It's like, well, a couple of the unusual ones are like Batman Returns.
Mm-hmm.
Or, of course, everyone always talks about Die Hard, saying Die Hard's a Christmas movie. It's like, yeah, but it's not exactly the most Christmassy, Christmas movie. Like,
yeah,
on the scale of Christmas movies, it's like a 2.
And then, I mean, honestly, at this point, we should just have a category of Christmas-themed movies or movies that take place around the time of Christmas, because I think that would solve so many debates, but people don't want to solve debates.
Right. So, which is why I propose the Christmas scale. Like, how Christmassy is your Christmas movie? It's like, well, yeah, Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but it's not very Christmassy. Like,
yeah,
you don't see Santa Claus showing up. Like, it's not about Christmas. It just happens to take place at Christmas, which is why there's other movies that kind of fall into this category. And again, I'm not saying these are bad movies.
Or maybe Die Hard is a holiday Christmas party movie, right?
Yeah, and by that same metric, it's like, yeah, it could have also been like the company 4th of July party or a party to celebrate the grand opening of the tower.
Mm-hmm.
And with that in mind, there are a couple of other movies that kind of come to mind.
Yeah.
And, a couple of movies I wanted to highlight. Some ones that were kind of on my shelf. I thought I would point out. Like by that same metric, Chuck Norris's Invasion USA is also a Christmas movie.
All right.
Because it takes place at Christmas, and we see houses with decorated Christmas trees out front getting blown up.
Oh, well, that sounds fun. Those are some holiday light spectaculars.
And I just have one more here. But of course, if you want to go and celebrate the holidays, but you don't exactly want to like give Christmas all the attention, or perhaps you do want a Christmas movie where Santa's the bad guy, like we've got those with like Santa's Sleigh. By the way, thanks Loki for showing me that movie. Movies like Fat Man, where we have Mel Gibson playing Santa Claus, who's fending off a hitman hired by a kid he gave coal to. If you want to kind of go down that metric, but you want to like, well, what about all the other holidays? It's like, well, what about we say shalom to our Hebrew brothers with a little movie called The Hebrew Hammer. Punkwaddle, have you ever seen The Hebrew Hammer?
I have seen parts of it. I want to say it's been a long time since I've watched any of it, and I know I have seen some of it. And isn't that the era of like before Superstar, or is it around the same time?
I want to. 2004? Well, the copyright is 2004. Sundance Film Festival Award for 2003.
Okay.
So good. We are talking about a 20-year-old movie at this point.
Okay, Superstar was 1999, so it was of the same around the same people, I think, as that Evolution early 2000s. Okay. Point is,
it is a movie. It is the movie that would basically say, what if we did blaxploitation, but it got circumcised and baptized
on the 8th day? Oy vey. I mean, with I hate to say it, but there's so much talk about how the Jews run Hollywood. It kind of is even a slapstick slap. No, wait, won't say that word. Humor on the whole thing. Yeah.
Well, the fact is, it kind of is true, and this is really from the premise of you go back to old Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
A lot of Jews were basically run out of New York, which is kind of ironic. Look at New York now; it's like one of the largest Jewish cities in the world.
Yeah, I need to go
get
some
largest Jewish populations. And you had a lot of people kind of run out of the entertainment industry in Hollywood, where they couldn't get in, so a lot of them went west and set up in Hollywood. It was and so there is that history there. But anyway, this is basically Shaft, Shalom Shaft, if you will.
Yeah.
And the premise is, he is trying to stop Andy Dick, who is the son of Santa.
So he has the circumcision versus the uncircumcision.
Yes.
Okay.
So Andy Dick has taken over as Santa, and he wants to stop Hanukkah from coming. So he's like destroying the big grand Jewish timepiece that controls the Jewish calendar. It is so dumb, but I had to get a copy because
that's hilarious. It's also speaking of the people who also fell off the face, Andy Dick.
Oh, did you see the news that happened with him like last week, by the way?
No, but I have an expectation of the tone of it already.
Andy Dick nearly died from a drug overdose.
Okay, that does not surprise me at all.
And apparently it's because he's been taking so much cocaine that kind of saved his life, because he got some bad stuff, and he's basically built up some level of tolerance to it. Or that's as I understand.
Wow. Okay. Because he's showed up. I remember just some, those crappy movies on Tubi and stuff, and you're just like, this looks horrible, and you watch it and it's like rainy and like, oh, there's Andy Dick, like playing a drugged out person. You're like, oh no, I think they just paid him a few bucks to come on set and then kicked him out. But I mean, I guess I will, as the kids say, bamf. But I don't know. Right, exactly. He's like I said, some people kind of
Sorry, but a family friend stopped by and
cool.
was checking in. So I wanted to at least be kind enough to.
Yeah, I was trying to stall, without talking about too much more dick. I mean, Andy.
Yeah, no, but that's kind of what I had for you. It's just sort of, hey, there's a little bit of festive stuff. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I do have one other thing.
Oh yeah.
In fact, there's a little AI video that kind of popped up, and that came across my feed that I just had to share.
I'm scared.
Don't worry, it's the time of the season. In fact, if you spend a little bit too much time on the internet like I do, you may recognize a few faces that pop up in it. This was a little AI video that got put out called by a guy named Skybrows.
Okay.
Called Home Stallone.
Okay.
Scheming Marvin, Harry back, you thought they would have learned. Lacerated, pulverized, electrically burned. They skate on Christmas Bell, yeah, second chances were not earned. Mom Donnie came and clutched their freedom reconfirmed. Home Stallone in the zone with his muscles made of stone.
Every brick and flaming fireball says no, these are left alone.
Judge, let the villains jingle out.
Of course. Of course,
what? I get the obligatory waifu, but like now we're just I don't understand what's happening anymore. Is that Usopp? Tell me that's Usopp.
It's Hassan and a Somali pirate.
Oh shit.
So apparently this takes place in Minnesota.
Okay. I don't like those two things being associated together because I don't think he's a Straw Hat. But anyway, go ahead.
Hey, look, I've got my One Piece representing, so we're kind of balance it all out, all right?
All right.
But now they must atone, 'cause Rocky's back and swinging, call it Home Stallone. But this isn't sweet Manhattan or some petty stepping stone. They picked the worst December night to stalk Sylvester's home. They're creeping through the city like the streets are all their own. Every shadow, every doorway meeting
Home Stallone.
Home Stallone's breaking bones, and the song completely owns. Holy shit, look out, Manhattan's now a basic training dome. You can prowl in every alley, think the night is yours to own. But the deed to Christmas chaos signed by Home
Really?
Stallone. Not eating.
Okay, that's hilarious. That's Nux is riding the dog. That's hilarious.
Of course.
And obviously Macaulay. He's. Are they doing something for Home Alone because he's been on like a sort of like a talking tour recently, been on a few different interviews. Basically, it seems like he keeps his talking point is his youngest kid hasn't connected the dots that he's Kevin from Home Alone. He's trying to let the magic set for a little bit longer. But I keep seeing that soundbite from like 15 different interviews in the last week.
I saw that clip, yeah. I've seen a couple similar stories. Like I think the lead guitarist from Linkin Park's daughter was trying. It had a similar story with her.
Okay.
But yes, that was in fact Tim Pool.
I mean, we're only how many seconds in? We've seen how many, people.
Yeah. Right. Not only that, there's been VTubers like Leaflet is here.
Yeah. All right.
Pizza in a limo, acting awful grown, just in a fancy suite up top. Tim's Curry.
Okay, that's Tim Pool. That's
Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan in like the frickin' He-Man haircut Elon Musk is there to oh god.
Yeah. That-
What are you doing?
I'm getting in your stream.
Yes, you are.
Howdy.
Mushroom. Great.
Have at him.
They're taking it.
Yeah. I think there was something. Guy. Oh, the nurse brought this over for Grandpa, but they've been there a day or two. Have at him.
And then you've got the blue slime girl from, is that Interspecies Review?
No, that's another like model. I think Leaflet has.
Oh well.
Yeah, it's like once you go down the VTuber rabbit hole. Which, by the way, 2026 needs to be the year we make the Punkwaddle VTuber model.
Oh no.
I think we can do it.
Yeah, I bet we could. A little floppy. Yeah, who's in the wheelchair? Is that old Stallone? Older Stallone?
I've got no idea.
He's got all that food. It's not the Colonel though. Is that Asmund or Penguins?
No, I think it's what Moist Critical.
Oh yeah, okay.
There's too much here for it to be Asmund.
You're right. Like you said, Penguins are Moist Critical. Makes sense, yeah.
Not alone. They want to steal the magic, they just can't detect the tone.
Oh,
But every Christmas hour's
The hell?
Wait, let's back. There we go.
Is that Asmund?
With the cockroach, of course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Kirsha.
Who's the waifu girl? Is that some original or what?
I have no idea. Just
Because
blue-haired cockerel.
she's in the whole thing, so she's like the narrator or the anyway.
Look,
Also, yeah.
Look, I've learned one thing on the internet. You gotta put waifus in it to be successful. Which is why, of course, even Overwatch 2 is starting to go back to being waifu bait or trying to.
Well, they realize that waifu sells.
Look at Marvel Rivals for all the hint of that.
Let's just say all the hint or hentai. I mean, so like the world is healing and the Asian persuasion is still invading the world of the Caucasian. Oh, snap. I do have rhymes.
They came for upper classy loot, a rich kid's golden throne. But they got a bargain bin beat down from home. Paint can swing off marble stairs, balance overthrown.
Nice.
Staples rain like sleet and hail, they shriek and scream and groan. Hotel halls are minefields now, ice raids in every home. Each purple hairline fracture from the home salon. Home salon, traffic cone blocking every zone.
Wait for signs and ice and marbles mark each stepping stone.
Bellhops peeking round the corners, they're just filming on their phones. Tonight's hotel promotion wrecked by
Home salon.
He's resting in a snowy park. This part's a change of tone. A bundled, quiet stranger feeling cold.
Oh look, Pierce Morgan even showed up.
Who's that?
It's the pigeon lady from Home Alone 2.
Right. No, I'm sorry. Who's in the suit behind?
Oh, I'm assuming Legal Mindset because I've seen a few people like AI him in with like silly suits like that.
Oh, okay. Cool.
They call him like Mindset Legal, and he's got like a giant flower suit on.
Than the stone, he says, yo, people change, you know, you don't have to be alone. And shares his bag of crumbs, a king upon his throne. Home salon, no heart of stone, his kindly nature shown. His war face hates to see when folks are desperately alone. She hears a mumble, yo, you're good in classic gravel tone.
So did you figure out who she is yet?
No.
Let's give it a second. Maybe you'll figure it out.
Even pigeons feel protected next to
Home salon.
Then Marvin Harry rushed the bench and slip and crack and groan. Birds die, bomb like cavalry, their wings and feathers blown. She laughs, he nods.
How about now?
Oh. Okay.
Maybe if she wore it properly.
If she did, yeah, okay. She's not wearing her big glasses, so that's part of the hard part for me. She's gotten she's had some bangers this year.
Oh yeah, she blew up in a great way this year.
Oh yeah,
It just kind of sucks with some of that. It took like some tragedies for some people for some of that to come through.
right. But I mean, even before, like even this summer, like July 4th, I just remember some of the stuff that where she was like people were reacting to her, she was reacting to stuff, and yeah, okay. Thanks, Islington.
The moonlight hits that droopy lip full blown. Christmas saved in Central Park by homes.
Nice.
Look, we even got Fat Steven Seagal in here. Ooh,
Hey, Adrian.
that's the pigeons. Oh, by the way, before I forget, how did you like the ornaments? By the way,
They're fun. They're good. They
well, I mean, you said you liked that sugar bottle like owls. So I was like, well, we
Yeah.
did penguins last year. Let's send over a couple
Yeah.
owls.
they're very Hedwig like, so that always scores points.
The next time I go to that store, I will have to take some video or something just to show like well, it is basic. Well, to use a reference from today, it is the Buc-ee's of Christmas stores,
Nice.
the world's largest Christmas store, which has entire little like aisle sections like dedicated just to like this is owls, this is cardinals, this is farms, this is the Bob Ross section for different ornaments.
Nice.
Open 300 and I think 60 days a year. By the
Oh.
way,
So they're closed for like national holidays.
a couple.
Yeah.
Oh god, wait. You know, I haven't played any other little clips today, but I think this guy deserves one. I
Okay.
guess someone jumping in the back here.
Oh, you gods! My roast is ruined! What if I were to purchase fast food and disguise it as my own cooking?
Hey,
That's a
Snacks.
dirty lie. You know it.
Just let it cook, Snacks. Just let it cook.
Well, if it's burning, you shouldn't let it cook. You should take it out, Punkwaddle. You know that.
I should know that, but maybe I just want a crusty burger instead.
There you go.
Steamed hams.
What's going on, fellers?
Hey,
I'm about
Sure.
to snooze out real soon, but I noticed you guys were live, and I want to say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
What y'all talking about?
Oh, just showing off a little silly Christmas AI video that had like a few notable, people from social
Is that
media.
Steven
in it.
Seagal with a pair of seagulls?
yes,
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh.
it gets better.
And is there a partridge in a pear tree or something like that? Yeah.
No, but
Let's get a little bit. Let's see if we can finish it up.
Post alone, Alex Jones, CK frogs on your phones. From the burbs to Midtown, it's just all a no-fly zone.
Cops are laughing, crooks are limping, justice overblown.
Roll the snow globe fade to black and merry.
Home Stallone.
So if you hear explosions in New York the dead of night, that's Sylvester in the snowfall just delighting in the fight. Parker Plaza hallways, Defense Christmas, it's well known. Merry Christmas sequel to all from the
Home Stallone. Home Stallone.
Our minds are blown, sown seeds of chaos fully grown. If you're coming, just take cover in the neck like fully
All made by
See
Gronk.
a white explosive, you should leave it well alone. And don't step in the ring against the home
I like Danny Van.
Home Stallone.
What was that?
Okay, there was a couple references that I noticed.
Oh, there
That
we
is,
Yeah.
that is some internet. That is some internet freaking jubble jubal.
Yeah,
Holy fuck.
yeah.
Who is that?
We think it's Moist Critical.
Pretty Moist Critical, Tim Pool, and Joe Rogan. with a
Moist
big boy
Critical is
haircut.
a lot more sickly than that. He's not that ripped.
I was gonna say, wasn't Penguins around, or is he still around?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can barely tell the difference between those two.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, they both have like the same like gonky freaking like thin boy. Like I haven't seen sun in like 12 years kind of.
Like they were
look.
emo, and then they just stayed locked up for about 5 more years, and that's what happened.
Yeah, yeah, and they both kind of sound the same too.
And they never.
They
kept
both have
those
this
5 years.
like, you know.
I don't clean my room, and I'm not gonna like it anyway. But I understand why people do. Yeah,
Oh, hey guys, it's Moist here. Or my name is Charlie.
yeah.
Yeah, right. No, Moist has like the crane thing in the background. That's I don't know what that all
By
about.
the way, you use my code for your waifu cup.
And was it freaking Asmongold? He's just got freaking like you just see his random room. It's just I don't know.
Yeah.
It's at a weird angle too, so you can't really see the room, but you know it's the room.
So,
Not to be
What a-
confused with the room.
so
Yeah, right?
one of the things I said to Ironcaster before he went on his, or while he was starting out on his great trek, is, it was like, Christmas, Xmas. One of the things we could do to, do a little segment here, and I'll just bring it up. We don't have to talk about it too much, but it's like, Gundam, right? We have for Christmas, you can do like, you got Seed Freedom Seed, Gundam Jesus, right? You've got Double O, where you have Double O, where Setsuno says, "I am Gundam," so like I am God, I am Gundam, whatever. You have G Gundam, God Gundam. You have, and then, and I know that there's a lot of people who don't like Xmas, right? There's a lot of people who say it's just slanderous, but like, what about a Gundam Crossbones Christmas? There's an X there, but we don't say Xmas. I feel like that's a bridge, right?
I was trying to figure out where you were going with this.
Mhm.
Like, okay, maybe he's cooking.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
I'm not quite sure where that one went, but yeah, as far as Gundam and Christmas goes, let me ask you guys: if there was one you were gonna get for Christmas, like say, if you get one gift for Christmas, what would it be?
I'm trying to think. Was there any like Christmas episodes in Gundam?
I mean,
I-
the closest that probably comes to mind would be something like, well, obviously I would say at the end of the original series, which takes place on New Year's Eve, but that's more of that's really when you really want to throw on just to watch the ball drop.
Mm.
Yeah.
Or of course we have War in the
It's
Pocket.
not the series, but it's the video game. What's that? Whoa, Code Fairy.
Oh yeah.
There was an episode where they're kind of like they fleed from their main base to like California base, and they're all gonna evacuate to Cape Canaveral and all that stuff. But they spent Christmas there. They had a Zaku like lift up someone to put the star on and all that stuff. It was cute.
Aw.
Yeah.
I like that. See, I wonder if I could probably find that.
I was gonna say, because I feel like Lacus Klein she's not in her pink Zaku on Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna try and get it to see what's
Well, there was actually a little bit of good news from our little world this week.
Yeah.
And it is going to be some good news we're going to be getting into the new year. As it turns out, this past week would have been the last episode of Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. And fortunately for us, it is just going on a little bit of a break. because come January, apparently January 10th, part 2 is going to begin airing. So we will be basically just getting a little Christmas break, and then we get to go right back to it.
So it's not just 12 episodes. Okay, I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, that's a thing that some of these shows do. Instead of giving us a proper 24, they're just like, yeah, this is season 1, and we're going on a little break. Okay, here's the rest of season 1. We'll call it season
Yeah.
2, though.
Yeah. I mean, if it's
They
Go ahead.
did put out a little trailer, but it literally doesn't show you anything other than just to say it'll be back, and apparently it's going to be a full 24 episode season.
So is it just the fact that there's a slight different story arc, or something's wrapped up in this one, and we're moving on to something else, or are they just doing that season 1, season 2 thing like they did like 10 years ago?
Well, it seems like that's been going with a couple of bigger series, like whatever the heck is going on with Attack on Titan.
Well, I know Attack on Titan did that, but that's what I said. Like, that started over 10, 15 years ago, and they did the season 1, season 2, but I don't remember too many in more recent era that started that. That's actually. Yeah.
I really don't know how many have been doing that. That is kind of a good question to look into. But thankfully, we won't have to leave Tojima in 2025 when the new year rolls around. So we get some small Christmas miracles.
Nice.
No, but that was kind of like the gist of all I really had today. It was like, oh, I had this. I'm sure we could probably work up a nice full episode with this, but it's been a pretty good year, all things considered. And I think next week we'll probably do more reminiscing over the year that was.
Mm-hmm.
We've kind of touched on it a little bit, and next week is definitely going to be the one to do that with. So,
yeah.
With all of that said, I guess we could probably. Oh, sorry, give me a moment and try to figure. I'm like, what crap? What am I gonna do? Oh no, I don't have anything. Crap, I figured this out. I have like too much stuff always up my sleeve. As I waffle and keep struggling for the moment.
Waffle.
Wait, what the heck?
Waffle?
Huh. Oh, I mean, little things going on. Like apparently tensions between China and Japan are getting more intense.
That's gonna be ebb and flow for like at least another like 20 years before anything may pop off.
Isn't that affecting some of like even the voice acting and some of the entertainment stuff too?
It is. In fact, as it's kind of getting reported, their comic conventions are starting to ban anime and manga.
Oh.
So the old Chinese censors are starting to crack down on Japanese media there. And
oh no. Chinese money is not that valuable, but people think it is.
I mean, but it's also consuming. I mean, this goes back to what we were saying a year ago, right? Or even 6 months ago, where Japan is pushing more for a world market. China is a big consumer of stuff, isn't it?
It is, but it's certainly. Let's see. Cosplayers portraying non-Chinese IP characters may be denied entry, and the staff will conduct inspections. So that also could mean American-based stuff. So anyone might show up as like an American hero.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So that's not just targeting Japan either, necessarily.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
December, the theatrical run of Demon Slayer Infinity Castle ended abruptly after regulators declined to grant the film a standard release extension. The decision was officially attributed to unavoidable circumstances despite box office performance.
Didn't they cut off a lot of the American stuff too? Disney didn't strike a deal with them or whatever, and I don't know.
I mean, I could totally see like it's gonna go back to the ways it used to be, like when China just didn't trade, when we didn't trade with
Yeah.
China. It was just like straight up like, and that hurt China a lot. But
right.
Well,
then,
I-
but the unit the let's just say the U.S. economy it benefited a lot for the cheap labor. But it was kind of a double-edged sword. So we'll see.
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting to see because it's aside from like anime and a lot of video games and that I know that there's also gonna be other things probably affected, like for example Ultraman is a Japanese hero that is really really big and beloved in China, so that's something I want to see if that gets affected.
Yeah. It'll be
We'll see.
interesting.
It's how much can a state censor before the people fight back?
Well, it's also like you said, Snacks, that things used to be a certain way, but then they opened up into. It's one thing to have the bag closed from the start, but once you open the bag, going back to closing it is going to be a lot more difficult. Kind of like the EU and all the censorship going on, and how they're kind of pushing back on the ID stuff, and they're some of the EU and Britain are pushing at the UK is pushing at America to be like, you need to let us do this and this, and you need to give us access to this, and they're like, screw off, you're a different country, you can't tell us how to do private business in our country, right?
Yeah, well, they're gonna want more control, and then they're gonna find out they're gonna lose a bunch of unintended things that they were banking on. So
And then they're gonna make cheap Chinese versions of them that
don't actually work because
trust
the
me, I know,
Chinese version never works,
because I
or
remember
it
when
works 2 times and it breaks because
and the Americans who kept ordering the same part every 3 years, even though it broke after the second day.
Yep.
That's a side tangent, though.
Well, I mean, on top of that, you are seeing more companies starting to pull out of China just due to all the nonsense they do. I mean, there's been stuff about how they, well, for one thing, they don't protect IP laws, and if you bring your stuff
they're
into
the
China to
most
be
notorious for
manufactured,
stealing.
exactly, you could expect the dies to be stolen or recast and then just replicated and sold for pennies off of what you made it for. It's and it's going to be interesting to see what happens because unfortunately there's no other audience out there, no customer base who buys quite like the American consumer base.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, that gives us more availability to invest in Japanese and Taiwan and Korean entertainment, which is, let's face it, with the games, with the anime, manga, manhwa, whatever it's called in the specific country, is that entertainment is booming. That entertainment is really, they talk about Western expansion, right? Manifest Destiny. But I mean, if you go back into, dare I say, we're close to Christmas biblical times, how they say like things are just going to slowly work their way around the globe. Like, I hate to say it, but as far as Western power and entertainment goes, we're not the epicenter anymore, right? It's moved to the land of the rising sun, and it's shifting.
Well, not only that, you are seeing more foreign markets going to pick up that up. I mean, look at what's going on right now with the Warner Brothers deal, where you basically have the Saudis trying to come in and buy that up after they've already gone and picked up the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't, but
like the Embracer Group that's owned by a Saudi dude that's been buying up all these kind of dead in the water IPs, and then trying to do easy remakes and make money off of them, right? That's been happening for a few years now.
like it's like what does that mean for creator, outlook? Like, is that going to influence like the types of movies they make, or what's going on. You know, it's
well,
hard because these things, like, you can never really tell like what is actually going to happen until the
Yeah.
thing happens.
Well, I'll say this last, and then sorry, Aaron, can I you? But if some other country, some company, or some other country is buying all the rights to the IPs, then we're gonna have to create new IPs and new stuff, because then we'd have to pay for licenses outside of our own country, because the things that people are just like, it's not worth it to me. It's not doing anything, so I'll sell it for cheap. And it's like selling water rights or mineral rights, right?
I mean, I think fundamentally, you have. Well, let's not ignore the fact that in a lot of cases these are kind of on the downswing, where they aren't nearly as big as they were. They've kind of been running into the ground in certain
Yeah.
respects. So there is kind of a question that ultimately does ask: is it not possible that maybe it might be good for a different set of reasons,
Mhm.
or ultimately the question of will say these foreign hands ultimately, if they just care about money, maybe not the worst thing to have. I would look ultimately. I would rather that not happen, because I feel the idea that these foreign governments having ownership of intellectual properties like this, they have different rules they play by. So there's certain topics that would be off limits and taboo. That
Yeah.
said, though, we look at the way Western entertainment is and what topics are already taboo, even though we're supposedly the most free country.
It's interesting, yeah.
And then you take into consideration on top of that the fact that it's like, I was listening to WDW videos today where they said something like, for example, late night talk shows said it had something like, for every 100 guests, one was conservative,
Mm-hmm.
versus like a much higher left leaning slant there. So it was like, well, it's already kind of gone that way anyway. So, and meanwhile the ratings are cratering there. So maybe it's not the worst thing to happen.
Yeah.
Well,
The problem is when the people who control the purse controls the message, doesn't necessarily control the story, but when the message is being, you can say this, but you can't say that. It kind of influences the story in general.
And
So,
there's also that.
like, there's wiggle room for great writing, but there's also like, it's like, hey, we can't do this, we can't do that. But sometimes it might stifle writing too.
well,
It's how these things work.
I also think in the U.S. there's a lot of people that are just tired of hearing the same story repackaged over and over because it didn't work the first time, and they think if I just keep telling the story enough, it'll hit, right?
Or like sometimes the Marvel movies, like I think like the third phase, like they kind of ran the same joke over and over again. Why? Because the first time they did it, they got like billions and billions of dollars. And
Yep.
then by the fourth time, it's just like, hey, this is kind of old hat. Can you give
Yep.
us something new?
Phoning it in, saying it's like the whole like, well, we made this choice the first time, so therefore we're not going to try option B. We just have derivatives of A, and AA or AB, and then we once you go down a set path, you're like, but if I went too far back up, the tree or back up the roots, it would deviate so far that it might be unrecognizable. So we're just gonna keep pigeonholing ourselves into the corner, right? Like baby.
And
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. There is that ultimate question there. There is that concern about who's in charge and what they're not going to allow. It still happens here,
Yeah.
but it's more so concerning overseas, especially in the Middle East.
Yep.
Yeah.
That they censor like crazy. Like they can't say God. They can't say like there's just a couple things they straight up just censor because of religious reasons. Let's just be honest. But
But the funny thing is, okay, so you have like Japan that has like all that culture, that spiritual lore that they play with deities. They play with all the stuff like Ragnarok. I was talking with somebody about it. You know, they were talking
Yeah.
about Aphrodite sitting there with the other people holding up her
Oh yeah.
things, but like, but they are very open to their spirituality, and because that's in their family and even Korean heritage. You know, you have family who's passed on, but they're you know, if you watch those K dramas, it's like, well, you have family members who are in the afterlife that are doing things, that are trying to do things to bless their existing, and that's part of their spiritual lore. But then you, like you said, you go a little further east or west, or you know, in Saudi and some places where there's some places where you can't talk about things, and it's, but they will do other things differently, and it's again like, if you take an American lore show and you put it in the hands of somebody else, like, you're gonna get a weird, uncomfortable version if you just think it's American IPs. It's gonna be an American story, right?
So, speaking of, you know, new IPs, something we've talked about quite a bit. There was a article I found on a website I follow for some of the tabletop. I say tabletop, even though he's right there. What up, tabletop junkie? You threw
Word.
off my line of thoughts. Good, he's a
Yeah.
good friend of mine. But there was some stuff about that new Project Red we've talked about, the tokusatsu show that's going to be replacing Super Sentai.
Okay.
Oh.
And since we've been talking about, you know, a need to replace IPs and all this, it felt kind of only right to bring this up and show off some magazine art, some magazine shots that we got of our new heroes for that series.
Okay. Yeah, show it to me real quick, and then I really gotta go snooze out.
All right, there we go.
Okay. Oh wow.
The Red
Okay,
Armored
not
Warrior
bad.
of Rage, Gavin Infinity, our new hero, who uses the power of rage that is stored in the transformation battery called the Emor Gear, which is powered by emotions, and the transformation weapon called the Gavarian Trigger is armed with the Galactic Blades. He brings the Earth branch of the Galactic Federation Prison. So Punkwaddle, maybe you can get a transfer.
Maybe, you know, the back of his hand plate looks so much like a back of a Gundam.
Yeah.
Gunpla.
He looks like RoboCop if RoboCop was a firefighter.
Is he like Galvatron police? Is he just riffing off the old space police?
Yeah, right.
An extension of that, because the name almost sounds derivative too.
Well,
It's not
And-
bad. I do
I'm
like
not
the
mad about
outfit. No, I'm not mad about it either. It looks good.
and the thing is, we actually got like three or four heroes showed off. So we can
Okay.
kind of flip through those real quick.
Okay, yeah.
You
Okay.
can see the armor. Each one's got a little bit of slightly different armor, but there's a similar aesthetic to them. I really like the helmet with these, especially that little silver visor across the eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Vincent. And the actual space, whatever, the VR Trooper. We talked about that. The actual Japanese IP that VR Troopers was based off of.
Yeah.
Space Police or whatever.
This
All
is
right, what
the
you got?
Silver Armored Warrior of Sorrow, who's a member of the GFP Special Team Unit, Gavan Bushido.
Nice.
And then finally, I gotta adjust the image of the size of
The
this.
color
but,
green.
next is gonna be the Golden Warrior.
Oh. Oh.
I really like the chest.
It's a bit loud, but yeah. The chest. Yeah, it's okay. It kind of, yeah, it's kind of like the Green Ranger kind of
Mm-hmm.
got that swift, yeah.
The
don't-
nice shoulders.
I don't know how I feel about this gun, but you could tell they're obviously making this for the toys. Which,
Yeah.
hey, it is what it is.
I like the swords though. Those are nice.
They're good.
So
They're
she's
good.
supposed to be the forensics member, the forensics officer of the team.
Okay.
And then, what is a Super Sentai show replacement without a giant robot?
Pink Ranger? Oh, sorry. Okay. A little asymmetrical.
Gavarian Trigger, who can also transform into a giant robot. And I mean, looking at this thing, it clearly looks like the gun of the Red Ranger is going to be able to transform into a giant robot.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
interesting. Bizarre, but hey.
I mean, it
guys,
worked for
I do
Megatron.
gotta bounce. I do gotta bounce.
All right,
If I don't
Stacks.
see you, I wish you guys a Merry Christmas.
All right.
Thank you as always for showing up and
Merry
Stop him.
Mechmas.
Merry
Mechpit,
Gator
not at
Mist.
all.
All right. And a happy Super Robot New Year.
Oh.
All right, bye guys.
Later.
Yeah. You can also see like there's a toy connector there at the bottom. Looks like.
Mhm. I wonder if this is gonna be the place where they can put in the stuff to power up and have form changes. Actually, in fact, if you look at the bottom there, I see looks like 5 different colors there potentially.
Yeah, like I see a green and a purplish pinkish thing, so it looks like we might have more additions. Because
And-
what's a Sentai team without, I mean, you're either at 3 or 5, right?
Right. I mean, there was like one final image from this collection, but it's just basically just here's the heroes in action poses.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of all down with this because I look at it and think I look at it and think Daft Punk,
Yeah.
and I
Sure.
can't unsee it now, and
Mhm.
I'm all here for it.
Hot dog, burger, hot dog. Dun, dun, dun.
Do it,
What?
exit, do it, brew it.
I do like the silver guy. I like his kind of vest to shoulders as opposed to the gold's just one piece through sort of thing. It's nice, and it's going to be interesting because you said they're emotional powered, so that's going to be like, who's going to be the sad sap, the crybaby, the blue one, the silver one?
I really don't. Let's see. Let me pull that article up again.
Red is the color of anger. Blue. I mean, I know that we kind of got that with what was that Disney movie that was good with the emotions?
Okay, yes, he is the silver armored warrior of sorrow, and then
Yeah,
there is the
yeah.
golden warrior of vitality. So
Okay.
that I don't know what to expect of it, except the fact that we do know they're basically pushing it for a international release, just because
Right.
Hasbro.
So Vitality, he's going to be like the strong, silent type. He's going to be like the stoic, probably, because you said he's the forensic guy. He's going to be the thoughtful. He's going to be the backbone. And I bet the red is going to be, way more emotional, way more like, leader, hot-headed.
The golden one. Her expertise is investigation, analysis, and deduction. So we are getting a female member of the team.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, because the dudes can be all like emotional, and the girl's going to be like the steadfast thing part of it. Yeah, I can see it. Thank you, Vince. Ensign. It just, yeah.
I could, you know what? I could see it. I need to see it now. And the thing is, this is, I believe, going to be taking over the time slot of Super Sentai, which is on, I think, episode 42, 43 right now.
Okay.
Which means which means this should be airing in probably February.
Yeah, didn't it say 2/26?
Yep, it did. You're right. It's like 9:30, whatever the Japanese time. So probably about, with time delays, we might even expect it like 8:30. Well, then if you're probably more like 7:30 your time. AM.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice, especially to like start off like I think a Saturday morning.
That'll be fun. That'll be real fun.
It'll be a chance to kind of go back in time a little bit. Get your big old bowl of cereal. Just sit down, get to watch a little bit of Saturday morning action.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But with all that said, I think this is probably the best time and place to stop it because we've had our time, we've had our fun, and I still have some presents to go wrap. So
Okay.
presents to go wrap. I've got some not so Christmassy Christmas movies I gotta go turn on. And watch Andy Dick try to destroy Hanukkah.
Okay, that was funny. Yeah, you kind of froze there after you said Andy Dick, and it was a bit of a pregnant pause.
Oh no, Andy Dick is coming for me.
I didn't say it.
But with that said, tomorrow night I will be on over with Pops and Squeak and Mouse, of course, our favorite recipe reader. As we are getting into the spirit of the holidays with a little bit of Gremlins 2,
Nice. Yeah.
which I don't think Squeaka had seen before, so it's a first time for her. So we get to
Oh,
I get to go
okay.
have fun and like tell her all about the Gremlins and see if I
Bags
can't
on
find
the
that.
ears and the late night partying. Nothing good ever happens after midnight because of gremlins.
Yeah, thankfully it's only 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna go get a bite in while I can.
Good call. Good call.
But I think on the way out, we're gonna play my new favorite clip.
Okay.
And no, we're not the bad guys. But Punkwaddle, you got anything coming up for us?
I mean, I'll be hanging out with Mads probably tomorrow night, and then Christmas Eve is Christmas Day. We'll see. Probably not going to do too much. You know, that's family time, and then we'll probably be hanging out by the weekend. Try to keep it chill, if you know what I'm saying.
Wait, Vince. There's a new Critters movie? Because I knew there were like 4 of those.
Oh God.
I gotta look this up on my way out. Critters. As you know, there were 4 of them, and then 2019 was Critters Attack.
So I just want to say something real quick, right?
What's up?
So in Texas right now, I'm not in the Panhandle. I'm not in Amarillo. You know, a lot of you guys dream of a white Christmas, and you're wearing a sweater. It's cold, right? But where I am, it is 69 degrees.
Nice.
Wind is 10 miles per hour, and the humidity is 95%. I am in a sauna that's just not quite hot enough to burn off. I'm swimming in liquid air right now. And this is what happens in Texas. Like, we don't get our yeah, I know, 69 plus or minus nothing. But we get our cold snaps like in January or February where I am. Like I said, I'm a little bit more south of Dallas, and it just I know I should live. It's not a real ice house.
You know, when I was in Alabama, Saturday morning,
gross.
I was there 8 a.m. It was 40 degrees. I was so disappointed because, like, you know, I was in the South. I was expecting it to be warm.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, this is some bullshit. And I fall asleep in the car. I pass out. I wake up. Now I'm in Florida. It's 70 degrees. I'm like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. It's awful.
Right. But with that said, folks, go enjoy yourselves. Have a Merry Christmas. Go spend some time with the family. You know, these are those precious times you really want to go and make the most of it. So go enjoy yourselves out there. You know, have a nice glass of eggnog, and remember, it's all about the family. This is that time of year where everything's a little bit more magical. And with that said, take care. Yeah, take care, everyone. Have a Merry Christmas. We'll see you next week.
Guys, what if we're the bad guy?